We have to live in truth. And the truth is that both sides are engaging in hurtful language that can lead to what's happening right now.
I'm a history buff. How many presidents been trying to get assassinated twice?
What is going on with the Secret Service? It seems like he need a new team, doesn't he?
Black men vote with their wallet.
If Diddy had paid that check, we wouldn't be hearing
Hearing
about
about
this.
nothing, yep.
Because right after he said that, that's when they kicked his doors in at the mansions. That's when they arrested the white boy getting on the plane who was a drug mule. That's when the tape got revealed because they found a tape in his house.
If I'm asked the question of, what do I want from a man? I'm going to talk specifically about what I want from a man.
Welcome back to the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
Hendrix.
I thought we was going in the
this
room.
is how
My
it's
bad,
gonna
brother.
go. So
You step over the host.
Oh, the host, and then y'all going to introduce
the host,
us.
no, it's okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm Veronica Pearson.
Wait,
You're next.
am I saying my whole name?
No,
you ain't got
Okay, because she said her whole name. I'm sorry. I'm
right.
Ken.
Unless you want to. You
Okay.
can say your whole name.
I'm Kendra Rivers.
Okay.
And I'll be damned if I say my whole name. Y'all know I'm Hendrix.
I know. We're gonna be messing up y'all on your name like Kamala.
Oh,
You mean on purpose?
It's gonna be like
he already starting.
You mean on purpose?
Yeah.
You mean on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
I light your whole world out when they try that around me.
My Lord.
Yeah.
I said, you better
Hey.
pronounce right.
You sitting in the right spot. You can get on him. He good for that.
All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about a number of different topics. We're going to be hitting on this whole political system right now that's going down. We're getting closer and closer to the election. A lot of crazy things are going on. Yet another assassination attempt on the former president, Donald Trump. We're going to be getting into that. Also, Kamala also just made some comments about black men. And I think we should definitely get into that a little bit. And then we're also going to be talking about
Diddy, his arrest, he indicted, and also they denied bail with him as well.
Yeah, he was getting ready. He actually was getting his houses ready. I think one house was like worth $48 million, and then the other one was worth $2 million. He was trying to put that up for bond. That was denied. So we'll be getting into that. And we're also, our last story will be
With Lisa Raye, Miss
Okay.
Lisa Raye, who's an icon. She said she would only deal with the man if he pays 100% of her expenses and bills. And I love the Haiti's intelligent lady's opinion on that as well. So,
Oh, we still going to talk about the guy's concussion?
we can get into that as well.
Yeah,
Talk a
yeah,
little
yeah.
football
Yeah.
closer to the end if we have time. And
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all
should
good.
be great.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's
All
get
right.
ready to rumble.
Well, let's start off with the second attempt at Donald Trump's assassination. Apparently, this guy was stalking Trump and was actually outside of his golf course. And he had an AK-47 and he had a scope on it. And apparently, it was another assassination attempt. One of the Secret Service men actually kind of saw him at the last minute and actually fired towards the gunman. And he's been taken into custody and he's been charged. And yeah, it's just been kind of crazy, the political rhetoric that's been happening. I just want to get everybody's thoughts on this happening yet again. This time, he actually didn't get hit. Trump didn't. But
Some people say he didn't get hit the first time.
yeah, conspiracy theorists. But yeah,
Is it really?
what do you guys think about this?
How did he get over the gate?
He was
What's-
he was behind the gate.
What's up with the Secret Service, though?
And that's the question.
That's
Yeah.
why I feel like I see it from two different points of views. I can understand why people have their conspiracies because it's the government, it's the world, it's the year of the election. A lot of times, a lot of things happen or, create an uproar to get people talking. But if it was another attempt, what is going on with the Secret Service? It seems like he need a new team, doesn't he?
But that's the thing. So they replaced his team from the first attempt. Okay?
Right.
So now he has a second team, and you're talking about people who, worked in the military, worked in the government, worked with Secret Service. So it's not that easy to sit there and you get inept Secret Service members. So when I'm looking at this, that's why the conspiracy theorist has this fodder that's available, because I'm like, when you look at the history, I'm a history buff. How many presidents been trying to get assassinated twice? Okay. And then now ask yourself, how many presidents have been trying to get assassinated by their own person that voted for them? You get what I'm saying? Normally, it's the complete opposite. From Reagan to Hartley to Lincoln to everybody. It's the person that's the opposite. So at some point, I've seen, like, looking at social media since this attempt happened, even the Republican people that's diehard Trumps, they're not even saying anything, because even to them, this is looking a little sus at this point. Because it's like, in order for him to know where this man is, the level of stalking he'd had to do, or to learn his calendar. They don't release these guys' calendars publicly like that.
Inside.
So either he's coming the same time to this golf course every single week, because we know he golfing. He wasn't working when he was president. He was golfing. So you're looking at this like, what's going on here that he could get that close, and he knew this man's schedule. And that's why a lot of people like, it's just looking sketchy, even though the Republicans aren't talking about it like that. They're like, okay, now we getting closer, and you sucked at the debate. Now you coming back like, oh, see, they tried to get me. That's how important I am. They tried to take me out. Something up at this point. So that's why I think people are a little fishy about everything.
Something's definitely going on. I mean, you have to admit.
Is it an inside man at this point?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what people are actually asking that question now. What did you think, Hendrix?
So I'm going to read this excerpt from the New York Times. It says, agents delve into the life of apparent would-be Trump assassin. Investigators were searching the suspect's home address in Hawaii as tensions rose between the Secret Service and Trump campaign. The agency's acting director told the former president that more security is needed if he wants to keep golfing. So I don't know. And then I heard something about, because like you stated earlier, the AK-47, correct? Then they're saying he may not be, because he never actually got a chance to point it at him. So he may not even be charged with that as well.
But how he even get the gun? Because if you look at that shooter's history, he got charged with barricading himself and then trying to hold off the cops or something earlier. So either he got it illegally, because I don't know if the serial numbers were scratched off or what was going on. So he could have got it illegally. So, but just a whole slew of things was like, okay, stuff isn't making sense. You know what I'm saying? But no, crazy people don't make sense. But just like even with the Secret Service saying he needs more Secret Service members, think about it. Obama had the most death threats than any president in U.S. history. Okay, and how many times it happened?
Well,
no, that we know about, that they got off a shot. That's all this that happened.
There was no shot.
Right.
For sure.
How many times had he been threatened? They might have ran the gate.
Let me say this.
Right.
During Obama, a lot of people forget that there was a guy who actually hopped the fence.
Yep.
Right.
That was one.
And actually ran towards, which was kind of crazy at the time. I remember people talking about that. But also, there was something in the mail. I can't remember if
Anthrax.
Yeah.
Anthrax.
So there was a couple of
things
that happened during his time, which were kind of a little bit scary. But nothing this close.
And that's
exactly.
What I'm saying.
That's
they had
the point.
Crazy.
Third party to get the Obama, like hopping the fence at the White House. And I toured inside the White House. That's a hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Mailing me something is a mail. You literally got to come. The man was laying on top of the building with the first assassination.
Yeah.
People filming him.
He had tons of time to sit there and do whatever.
Whatever he wanted to do.
Well, they said people were pointing them out,
there
too.
was
They said, we see a guy up there, and they didn't.
People were filming with their cell
move.
phones. You saw it. And I was like, so he had time to sit there and die. So it's just looking real sus.
I'm kind of like you on this. I mean, like, this is not the 1860s. Like, how are we having this happen?
Yes.
And the fact that it's happened twice now is
Inside job.
crazy. So to me, there is somebody who's on the inside. I mean, come on now. At this point, you got to admit that, like, something's going on. I mean, no other president has really, like, gone through this. I mean, I saw some of the Trump people, like, talking about how it's 0-2. I mean, like, most people don't even make it once.
0-2.
I'm like, man,
I know,
like,
right.
So it's just kind of crazy to me that in 2024 that all this stuff is going down, and I think that somebody's got to do something. And so I did see that Kamala Harris actually called Trump and just kind of said, "I'm sorry, this is happening," in a way. I'm paraphrasing a little bit there. People can find the actual quote. But it's good to see a little bit of unity there, where people are kind of coming together a little bit.
Right.
You made a face. What do you think about that?
It's because it's all political. And it's not to say you want anything to happen to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie said, I wish death on nobody. There's no coming back from that. But it's like, of course I'm going to say, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. That shouldn't have happened to you. That shouldn't be happening to any of us.
Right.
Because of everything, the divisiveness that him and from the Tea
let's talk
Party
about that.
with Obama to all of these now, the insurrection, down to the insurrectionists, they stoked this. They built this brand of hatred. And it worked for them because they used the voters that they got from it.
Yeah.
Who built the brand of hatred?
No,
because a lot of people are
this
saying
go way
that
back before
people's
him now.
rhetoric.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rhetoric that's going around. There's a lot of divisiveness.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that because people were saying that Trump is basically Hitler. This is why he's getting these, assassination attempts against him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious.
But
Do you really feel like he is like Hitler?
But think about
Do I
the
think
way
that
the
Trump
path
is
that
like
Hitler was
Hitler?
on.
Yeah. Would you really
I mean,
compare
I
him
think
to Hitler?
that I can see why people are saying that, but let's be honest. Hitler killed, 12 million Jews?
But that's the difference.
12 million Jews versus killing nobody.
He ain't killed nobody because we got him in
But-
check.
Okay.
But think about if you let him go unchecked because of, remember, you talking about Trump, whose father was one of the people in the KKK.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? His father got arrested twice, by the way. Research. I don't be talking about no rhetoric.
Okay.
So you look at this thing and you're literally having someone that's geared towards white power, geared towards eugenics, geared towards capitalism and a greedy part of the way. So with Hitler was just a figurehead. You had Stalin pulling things. You had us even pulling triggers. You had everybody playing into Hitler and to give him the power to do the things he needed to do.
Yep.
The same way you got Banyan playing into Trump. You got Laura Baybart. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene. You got these people that played into this man's rhetoric because it lined their pockets and it gave them what they wanted, which was a puppet. Because he didn't care about what was going on. We got the embezzlement in the VA when he was president. We got the pandemic. We got all of this. So the reason he's not like Hitler per se, because he's a puppet, but the people who are around him can use him to turn this into a war in that situation. If we went unchecked, but in America, like, you got guns, we got guns. That's, just for that paraphrase. That's the thing. But it was because Hitler was less of a puppet, but once he started going insane, they was using him. He didn't even write his own speeches. Old boy George wrote them speeches.
Yep.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you can
I
use
mean-
people to turn them into Hitler. You can use people.
What do you think about that? Do we need to change our rhetoric to around Trump? Is Trump similar to Hitler?
No,
like how
because
people are saying?
People are going to let it go because they say, well, he's not. And what you want to do is tell people who he is of who he actually is.
Okay.
And because when you put him at Trump, it's like you're taking it to this whole other level that people can dismiss.
Okay.
But when you leave it in the context of like, okay, this is a person who's saying these people eating pets, and his own J.D. Vance, by his own volition, said, I told a lie. You got the mayor of Ohio right now got to evacuate schools because of the lies these people are telling with bomb threats. That's where it's gotten to, because all you need is a couple of loose cannons, like the people at January 6th, the people that's coming at the Haitians, the people that's coming at some of the black people, the people that's coming. You just need a couple, one person. You see one person was able to try to, kill him. I don't say, assassinate him.
Yeah.
All you need is one person. And these people right now got a lot of hatred, and we don't want to say things that we're doing is playing into that as well. Like, they groomed Trump outside of the Tea Party, outside of all of these things, because you had the Me Too movement and what everybody's saying, toxic masculinity, lumping all men together. You had him going and say, I got you, because I'm not going to let them say that about you. So then you had a bunch of khaki-wearing punks in the street, you know what I'm saying, saying he see me. You see what I'm saying? So when you add fuel to those things and you're, disenfranchising people, they feed people like that.
Okay.
So so that's the way I feel about it. It's like we gotta pull it back.
All right. So what should we do? I mean, like, how can we change this, Ken? How can we change our rhetoric around what's happening? Because on one hand, Trump does fuel some of this stuff, right? But also on the other hand, it is a fact that, like, people are out here calling him all kinds of stuff, and you've got radical people. I know everybody wants to say that this guy voted for him in 2016, which is true, but that doesn't mean that he has the same views as he does now. And obviously, that's why he's trying to kill this man.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think that we need to change our rhetoric?
To be honest, it's deep. It's a lot of different things that can be done, but just like how you said that guy may have voted for him before and was a Trump supporter and he changed, just because he changed, you also got to look at the newcomers who are running after Trump and want to support him. So it's like they're replacing, you know what I'm saying, the people who stop caring for him and want to ride and die for him. So it's just like an ongoing cycle. It would have to be a lot of things done all across the board.
But I think the rhetoric, changing the rhetoric helps. Because like we in media, we understand like that narrative is controlled by us.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like the things we say,
Yep.
whether it's visual or whether it's a podcast or whether the shirts we wear, we understand the change. So when we pull that back, I think it could happen. But it's not our team, because I had this discussion with someone. She was like, "Oh, you know, the liberals and the right and the left, they're so divisive. They say negative comments." I said, "Okay, I don't believe in arguing with people with just their emotions." I posted right up for her to see Ad Age, which I get Ad Age and Ad Weekly. They was like, one, Democrats outspend Republicans in this election cycle for ads, but negative ads, Republicans were 97% to 3% Democrats. Now, how I outspend you, but you still do more negative talk than I do. Right. I got 5 flyers in the mail. I don't know who they think live in my house talking about Trump, to vote for Trump. I said, what is happening to that?
Every time I'm on YouTube, any commercial that comes on, it's a negative one.
But it was all negative. He was talking trash about Kamala.
It shows like the video of her dancing at the cookout or whatever, and then it goes in, is this who you want? Yeah.
You got the fringe part of us, but it's not us that's doing it.
Well, let me put. Well, Hendrix, what do you think about all this, real quick, and then I'm gonna give a little feedback on this.
But the rhetoric, well, the power of life and death lies in the tongue.
There you go.
Spew all that out. Like Malcolm said, chickens come home to roost. He brought that on yourself. So be careful of what you speak, and sometimes it comes back on you. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Well, I mean, listen, I think that both sides have spewed hate and have brought us to this point that you can have an assassination attempt on the former president. I mean, I think that, listen, you know, Trump does some stuff that's a little bit crazy, but also the right, the left does too. I mean, like, we have to call both sides out. I mean, I know like some of us are like more leaning towards a certain side, right? I mean, like, but at the same time, we have to live in truth. And the truth is that both sides are engaging in hurtful and sometimes, you know, divisive language that can lead to what's happening right now. And it's got to stop. And, you know, listen, I think Trump is one of the biggest people who does it. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and act like the left doesn't, because they always try to act like they don't do it, but they do. And they try to act like they're more moral and holier than thou. And we just got to be honest about both sides. And
but see, lately, how many of them have started first? Now I'm thinking from a parent perspective, because when I look at it, like you said, I'm unbiased, I'm an independent.
Okay.
So I was like, so when I look at these things, I'm like, okay, is it in response to? Because see, for how many decades the Democrats rolled over and allowed Republicans to win through lies. That they didn't say, hold up, you know, Marjorie them didn't vote for that, but Marjorie them stood in front of their constituents and said they did. And the Democrats don't never correct them. And that still pisses me off. I was like, call these people out so people can see they're lying.
Why they don't do that?
No, because see, that's that trying to take the high road crap. And I was like, you could win on facts alone.
Because they, I mean, listen, the left they think that they're so much holier than thou. And they're so moral. And that's why they try to act like, oh yeah, we don't have to respond to this because, you know, we're bigger and better than
I'm
that.
ready to get in the dirt. I'm going to the earth. I'm going to the earth with the truth.
Okay.
And if I can go to the earth with the truth, I'm good. But they win because they're literally, Republicans are messing over their own constituents. Because every time I get a Republican who try to defend them, I said, okay, tell me what has he done for your constituency as a whole, not even America, none of that. And none of them can come back because they spent the last 12 years trying to undo everything Obama did, even by their own admission. Like when McCarthy and all of them, they was like, we ain't passed a law or a bill in the Republican Party. And that's why they have to do voter suppression. That's why they have to do the name calling and the rhetoric, because you can't win on facts. If you can beat me with telling people what I did, you wouldn't have to resort to this.
No, I agree.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that's why I said even at the debate, all Kamala.
No, you're fine.
That's why I said with the debate, I know this ain't the subject, but all Kamala had to do is stick to facts, because Trump gonna lie anyway, and his base don't care. That's why, and he still doubled with the dog rhetoric and the cats. He doubled down on that again and said they're eating the geese. and which is already found to be untrue,
Yeah.
but yet he doesn't. When the truth doesn't matter to your base, well, let me stand corrected.
Well,
because some people will say that they are MAGA and then they are Republicans. Because some Republicans will get offended.
I was listening to somebody who actually went to a council and said that there was something like that going on. So
but
it was a black man too, I think, who actually came out and said that. Did you hear that?
Yeah, so I researched the story because I was like, I got to find out his facts. I said it came from somewhere. So it was pertaining to, they tried to say one of the dudes caught it. And they had one person, they said, the lady think, or whatever, the person who owned the animal said they think it was their animal. The guy came in the yard and got the animal and they killed it. But they never said the man eat the thing.
Okay.
They never said outright that he
killed
ate it. Yeah, the lady said she thinks she killed it because she got a cat back.
Okay.
And so when they arrested him for being on her property, it wasn't for like stealing the animals, like trespassing or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I couldn't find what he said he killed it. So, and I don't want to say this because I don't, everybody has different things, but even they was like, oh, they could have did it for a ritual versus depending on how he was in his religion. Because I was like, okay, we sure this man, he was Haitian or was he just black? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm just saying this, but I'm not saying that would have made it any better.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, I was like, that's the only case. But they ran with it. And here's the thing. The fact that they know it wasn't true. Like I said, J.D. Vance got on and yesterday and admitted that it was a lie that they were telling. Your own vice president got on, was the Fox News, MSN, one of them, and admitted that it was a lie.
I think he's one of the worst picks probably.
Hands down.
I know he mad he on that ticket right now.
I mean, I think he's worse than Sarah Palin. I mean,
my God.
My goodness, this man is. I mean, he's making Sarah Palin look like a great pick.
I'm telling you, baby.
Sad.
So, but
he like, I wish they'd have never picked me because I had a future.
And what a foreign wife at that.
Look,
I feel like we could stay on this subject forever. But I do want to get to
really.
Kamala Harris actually coming out. And some of her comments, I have a video real quick I want to play.
At the National Association of Black Journalists.
Where did she do it?
National Association of Black Journalists.
Okay.
My people.
She actually had an interview by herself, which is great. So I think this is one of her first ones. So yeah, let's hear what she had to say.
So I appreciate the spirit of the question, but I'll tell you, I've often been asked this question in a way that I've had to respond by first saying that I think it's very important to not operate from the assumption that Black men are in anybody's pocket. Black men are like any other voting group. You gotta earn their vote. So I'm working to earn the vote, not assuming I'm going to have it because I am Black, but because the policies and the perspectives I have understands what we must do to recognize the needs of all communities. And I intend to be a president for all people. Specifically as it relates to what we need to do, to your point around economic opportunity.
What is your message to young Black male voters who feel left out of this economy, and how can your economic policies materially change their lives?
So,
all right, so there's, I think it's like Black men under 50. Mm-hmm. I mean, like Trump is winning that vote right now. And I mean, it's not probably by a lot, but he's still, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? To think, because, I mean, listen, let's just call it what it is. Most Black people vote for the Democratic side, right? And we have for years, but it's starting to change. And so that was her response to that. She basically is saying that like, hey, I'm going to treat them like everybody else, and I just want to get what, you guys' thoughts on that.
A quick question before anyone your answer.
Okay.
Have y'all are Black men, right?
Yeah.
Have y'all been polled to say if y'all voting for Trump or anything like that? Outside of you questioning people on the street, have y'all been polled by Trump or thing and say who y'all voting for, other than like them little flyers or texts they sent out?
What do you mean?
Like have they said, hey, are you voting for Trump?
Have you been questioned?
Are you a Black man that's gonna vote for Trump?
No.
Okay. Have they asked you? Okay. So that's my thing. Every time I get these polls, because we work in these political offices, I'm like, who y'all polling? Because when you ask me certain questions, I didn't get no poll. I didn't know woot on my phone, like Lisa Raye said. But I didn't get a poll. So that's what I'm saying. It's like when you look at who they're polling, and they make sure they go to specific numbers, to specific phone numbers, to specific things they send this to. And then, so that's what I'm saying. Like, who are they polling to get this? Because I know a lot of Black men. None of them voting for Trump.
Okay.
You know, unless they're gonna be like, you know how they did us with Obama in the booth, they're gonna vote.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they that secret vote.
Uh-huh.
But none of them are voting for him, and so that's why I asked who they polling.
Right.
So that kind of skews too when we look at these things and say all of these black men are voting, because I know, and I love her response to that.
Okay.
Because none of us up here are a monolith. You see what I'm saying? None of us up here are say. I'm not saying like we all got differences of things. You know what I mean? But we all got the same things. Look, I don't want nobody rob my house.
Yeah.
You know, I want to pay low taxes. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But we may have different things that is more important to us. Like I don't know if you got kids. We got kids. So the school system might be
Brooks
more
is a
important.
kid.
You're like, I worry about me, you know, but that's the thing. Like, you know, those things like that. So that's why I say it's the difference of anything. But I think that black man question was really great because it goes to everything that's going on. And like my brother calls me. My brother's like, hey man, you know, I know you on this, educate me. Because, you know, I heard Kamala do this and this and this and this. And my brother know I said I'm over the educating. Because there's too much information out here right now for you to be able to find it through the clickbaits.
Right.
You can they're reputable places to go. And I educated him. And my brother was like, damn, I know none of that, man. You know, I said, that's what I'm saying. I said, you can't go on your feelings. I don't vote according to my feelings. I try to go in there and say, what's the best person? Like, according to my money, I should be voting Republican.
Okay.
I pay less taxes when a Republican is in office. Like right now,
All right.
you know.
So that's a good question. Why? We'll get back to the black man question, but why, if you were economically better under Trump, why are you voting? Why do you know?
So I didn't say I was economically better under Trump.
Okay.
I said under Republican Party, I pay less taxes.
Why she leans towards?
Why do you lean towards the left right now?
I'll tell you. And so I'll tell you, because everybody's not me.
Okay.
And so I realized everybody doesn't have the opportunities that I literally went and got. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying handed to me by no silver spoon, because you know where I grew up.
Okay.
I was like that I went out and got. And so I'm a big believer in you share the wealth. Meaning if I got knowledge, I'm giving it to you. You ain't got to keep and pass nothing and all the stuff like that. So for me, I tend to lean more left to Democrats because there are programs out there that could benefit somebody to get them ahead. And especially when you're talking about America, think about all the programs they had that held us back. And then when they say, we want you to do it on your own, what happened last week with the Black Women Fund? They literally attacked them. The dude that did the affirmative action and got it canceled, he attacked those Black Women Grant Fund that it was giving money to Black female businesses. Okay, you tell us to do it on our own. Then when we paying for our own to do it, you come back and try to stop it. So what is the thing? Do you just not want us to have it? And so when you got Democrats in office, you say, okay, like you said, they're going to be holier than thou. So you milk that. You say, okay, we need after school programs. We need this right here, because there's a lot of people that aren't in my position. Like I'm opening a business in Jamaica. They lowered the taxes for business owners. Like I said, these are what Republicans do from 34 to 21.
All right. Let me ask you this, because I feel like our community, again, has been voting for the Democrats for I don't know how many years.
Forever.
And it feels
Forever.
it feels like we in our community have been stagnant. Like we haven't seen this overwhelming growth that a lot of us were promised, that a lot of us thought we were going to see. And I think a lot of Black men feel like, you know, there needs to be a change. What do you say to something like that?
So there's twofold to this. And I've had this conversation when people say voting doesn't matter. So I challenge all of us on here, because, you know, Josiah's the youngest, right? And I challenge the people who are listening. How many of us knew the correct way to vote? We're Generation X's. So we were not taught to vote for mayor, school board, comptroller, you know, district attorney, or judges. We weren't taught that. We kept vote for president, vote for governor. We weren't taught how to vote correctly. So when we voted for these presidents, we didn't realize the people that control the president was the local people.
The people.
You see what I'm saying? And so
that.
in South Carolina, we grew up with the same families running politics since I was a kid. Raleigh and all of them, because we didn't know as Black people. We thought, we just vote for the president.
Career politicians.
Yeah. So I said, I think by us saying it didn't work. No, it didn't work because we didn't know how to work it. Then we didn't know how to stay on these people's necks. Okay. You got to show up and say, well, let me donate to the little charity. You know what I'm saying? Let me let you know I see you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to shop and say, we didn't realize calls work. That white people at the board meetings talking about their zoning. White people was at the school board talking about their kids' school and getting money. We weren't there because we were working. Our parents had to take care of us. You get what I'm saying? And they didn't understand the importance of that because they thought if I work hard, get a good government job, life gonna be good. Not realizing they were getting them with interest rates and getting them with savings plans that wasn't good and getting them with bad insurance plans. So we didn't know how to vote. So I challenge us from here on out. We know too much now.
Okay.
Vote the right way. And then the second question was the black men.
Yeah.
Okay. So for black men, I feel a lot of black men are disenfranchised, not only because of what outside do, because we're part of that as black women as well, right? But black men are also disenfranchised because of their own mechanisms. Okay. And so what I mean by that is this: black women, and not even just as black men are learning now that they can sow into each other. They can speak life into each other, that they need a hug and they can admit that, that they need somebody to listen to them and they want love too. Before patriarchal had men thinking you got to be hard and beat your chest and you need to feel nothing. That's why y'all died early, because you held it in, right? I said, so now it's telling you that, and now you're feeling ignored, whereas women, especially black women, we send each other memes. Girl, you got this, queen. You powerful, queen. So we feed each other every day, even when the world was kicking our ass. You understand me? We fed each other and picked each other up. Black men didn't do that. You know what they say? Man, that's that man. I'm trying to tell him, but he ain't listening. And let him go fuck up. Excuse me. And let him go mess up in the street. So black men are learning now that, or men too, white men too, is like, I can say I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? I can tell somebody I'm crying. So black men especially were at the bottom of the total point with health. You see what I'm saying? With money. So when you see this divisiveness cause because black women are moving up these ladders, and say, well, how do we get it? But here's the thing: how many black men know that Harvard offered free college if you just became a teacher? They got a lot of things geared towards black men because you're missing, but they don't know. And because it's not offered to me because I'm in school. Black women are in school. You see, no, but I'm being honest. You know, you got programs for black men that offer from job creation, all of these things. And I think a lot of us aren't pushing it. When you see all those black men standing on the corner loitering, somebody, the black man is like, look, man, let me get a goddamn van, pick out about 4 of these dudes. Like, you know, like, and take them somewhere, like, hey, you know, I get y'all behind. I'm just being honest. So I think a lot of black men are disenfranchised and they connect with Trump the same reason white men who feel being white in America taught them they're supposed to be rich and privileged when that was a lie. And so now they're looking like, I can get adjacency to manhood. I can get adjacency to strength. I can get adjacency to wealth. And that validates me. But not with somebody who literally using you who's a classist. And a bigot to say, no, I don't even work. Trump don't like poor people, white black people. And so that's not even him. Just that overall thought process doesn't like.
Hendricks, what do you think about that?
I to some degree, I agree with what she's saying, but I think like you definitely, for me, it leans more towards black men vote with their wallet. Mostly every time you hear a black person, it's always about I had more money.
That guy in the clip.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
no, but I
real.
want to ask you how much money he had.
No, I don't know that. I don't know. I don't count nobody. What I'm saying is, with black men, it's always about me being provider, me being anyway. A black man, hell, I hate to say this, shit. Some black men, if you give them enough money, hell, they'll put on the KKK mask.
Right,
low, you know what I'm
right.
saying? So any way to keep money in your pocket, and if you are the head of that family, you know what I'm saying, and keep that family dynamic and that structure, most black men going to vote that interest all the time. Damn policy. Oh, I get more money? You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what a lot of them are going to do.
But did they get that money under Trump?
No, I know that. But
well,
I'm saying,
I mean,
like, with
my stocks,
my stocks was higher. I will say that. I made more money in the stock market. Exactly. But see, I'm intelligent enough to know that. It took a pandemic for us to get a check that was passed by Congress that he put his name on that really he didn't give us no money.
But it was $1,200. If that's the biggest money you've ever seen in your life, you broke.
Let's get Ken in here real quick. Ken, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
You know, I'm like.
By the way, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna respond to all this. But Ken, go ahead. What do you think about this?
I mean, to be honest, they said it all. Like, I agree. I could see it from both points of views because her on the educational side, and then him. I've heard black men respond in that same way, and I see that. But just like you were saying earlier, with Democrats act one way. Republicans act another way. You have a lot of people who just believe you're choosing between the lesser of two evils when it's time to vote, because they both have certain things that we need or that would work, but you got to pick the one that you feel like, well, they both might, be bad for us, but which one is not as bad? You know what I mean? So
All right,
I hate politics.
Listen, I think I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here, and I'm just gonna say, economically, people have to start admitting, because I feel like I'm getting gaslit a little bit here. Economically, things were better under Trump. Now we could talk about pre-pandemic. You could talk about after the pandemic or during the pandemic. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, all right, but pre-pandemic, things were better economically. And I know a lot of people sit there and they say, oh, well, the president doesn't have anything to do with inflation, and the president doesn't have anything to do with the gas prices and all this other stuff. But you cannot deny that, it had some effect on it. Okay. I mean, just like under Obama, gas prices went down under him because he made manufacturers, the car manufacturers, up our mileage per gallon. Okay. And so gas went down. All right. Listen, they can do things to make these things happen. And I see it all the time. People just acting like everything was bad or worse under Trump. It's not true. Okay. And it's just about wallet wise, I had more money in my pocket. And this isn't like some Trump rant. I'm just being honest. Let's just be honest about it. Let's just say what it was. It doesn't mean that I'm voting for Trump. It just means that I can be honest. And I feel like we're losing the honesty inside of, these discussions because people hate Trump. People just don't like the man.
Can I
and
ask
listen,
you a question after that?
I could sit here and act and be, I could sit here and say like, listen, this man is a threat to democracy. I saw what he did on January 6th. I saw what he's currently trying to do. Okay, I can sit here and admit that. But I can also sit here and admit that economically, things were better. And, there was more consumer, what am I trying to say? There was more confidence in the stock market is what I'm trying to say. And so there was a lot of things going on. And I see it every day. So that's what I'm
I want to ask you this question.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So, because I've had this discussion as well. They say, okay, Veronica, we were better. When people say we were better under Trump for the first 2 years before the pandemic hit, right? And I said, okay, why are we better under Trump? And they said, well, we were making more economic. I said, no. Why were we better under Trump when the Republicans hadn't passed a single thing outside of getting a border paid for? No, getting a border wall, which we had to pay for, okay? Raising tariff taxes because he said, oh, I'm going to make China. And what ended up happening? Our tariff taxes went up, correct? The farmers thought he was going to pass it where it benefited them, but it didn't. Now all the farmers mad. So what happened was, and this is when you have an exchange, changing of the guards, so to speak. So Trump was still living on Obama's fumes. So for those first 2 years, those were still laws and bills that Obama put in place. So he was milking it. And every president do it. Every president, just like when Biden got in office, he had to clean up Trump's fumes. So that's why I gave him that grace of saying, okay, now we got to finagle this to figure out how we gonna get it. Our stocks were good during that time because people were home spending. And then there was more money in our pocket because unemployment was paying out. That's why inflation, our taxes went up or the debt went up. We were paying out so much money in unemployment. We had people falling in rent problems, and people in the government passed laws and said, okay, we got to give people rent assistance. I said, we had the PPP loans going to keep businesses open. We had EIDL, your girl, we had the EIDL. We had all of those coming into play, and people wasn't
all that
doing
came into play after.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was after the pandemic. But pre-pandemic, everything was still working in Obama's fuels. Like I said, the laws that Trump done passed literally got us worse messed up. He was still on Obama's fumes.
When you look at like when we were drilling oil here in America and not getting it from Saudi Arabia and all these other countries, that contributed to a lot
things
happening.
Hold up, didn't
I can be honest about that.
In his administration?
Thank you.
He started in his administration, bro.
I'm just saying that we did more oil drilling here in America when we did it, at a high level.
Because them his people.
But, okay.
And I'm mad at the game. I'm mad at the game because I got money and
we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
His people.
But let's move on to Diddy.
Let's go to Diddy.
Oh Lord, take that. I was like,
all right, so we going on to Diddy.
I'm gonna let you set this one up. Go ahead.
Daddy.
I got you. Go ahead. Yeah. So we got to get into my favorite part, which is the freak offs.
Stop making fun of that.
Yeah, they call it the freak offs.
The freak offs.
Take that.
Y'all familiar with freak offs? No? All right, cool.
I have no idea what that is, sir.
So, if
I
some
am a very
people may be
questionable-
under the rock, but everybody should know, Sean Diddy Combs arrests freak-offs at center of sex trafficking and racketeering charges. So far, what do we know about Combs' arrest? Oh, and by the way, my bad. It's supposed to be Diddy, not Daddy.
I know.
You said Diddy?
It's supposed to be Daddy.
You
No,
know,
right?
you know why
Text
he
y'all?
said that?
What
He
we
was at them
talking
parties.
about?
Did you read it? Did you
Just-
read it?
Because you was calling Diddy Daddy.
Exactly.
Is that what
He
this
was at
Oh
them
my
parties.
gosh.
He was at them
I didn't
parties.
know until she brought it up. She said,
I was
I
like,
look,
did you know
Daddy's
you
arrest.
text Daddy?
You know what? He had autocorrect. The
I text-
autocorrect might have
Exactly.
got you.
Hey,
I
see,
got you.
hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't
My dog
judge
got
you.
me. My dog
I didn't
got me.
judge you. I was just letting you know because
She
I don't
coming
think
in-
you was aware. I
she
was like,
said,
I'm
hold
just
up,
letting
who
you
arrested
know.
It's
Daddy?
subliminal. It's subliminal.
I
right
told him,
now.
I said, I'm just letting you know you text Daddy, but I figured you met Puff Daddy, P
Right.
Diddy.
Because he's been a fan.
Hey, we all
This
not bad boys
one,
fans.
this
I ain't
one
gonna
is the
lie
one
now.
that said he was involved with the
He was
freak
at the
off.
parties.
Oh, there you go.
But a
Yeah,
fanboy.
you brought it up too. You
All
brought
right,
it up
yo.
too.
Okay, so I'm reading this from NBC News, right?
Okay.
So far, what do we know about Combs' arrest? Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested last night at a hotel in New York City, has been charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. At a hearing today in Manhattan, Combs pleaded not guilty. He was denied bail and will remain in custody. The charges tied to freak-offs, coerced sex acts, don't make me laugh, that Combs allegedly orchestrated and recorded according to federal indictment. A bail appeal hearing has been set for tomorrow afternoon. Combs has forced a wave of lawsuits, one as recent as last week, accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct in the past year. He has denied any wrongdoing. I'm like, dude, if you already got this going on, it's time to become a monk, don't you think?
Someone
Yeah.
else just came out too.
What's that?
Dawn.
Oh, yeah,
I think
Dawn
like
from
within the
Danity
past couple of
Kane.
days.
From
Yeah,
Danity
Dawn
Kane.
from
But
Danity
she
Kane.
been
Yeah.
saying something along with the other Danny Kane people.
Aubrey.
Aubrey's
Yeah.
been
She
saying
been
it for
saying something,
years,
yeah.
and people was calling Aubrey crazy
Yeah.
and all kind of stuff. And then once Cassie's situation was brought to light
They
with
gave
the
her
proof,
credit.
then that's when everybody's like, "Oh, Aubrey was telling the truth," and then they want to interview her more and ask her questions. It's like,
Yeah.
Was throwing
Why
her
did
under the
it
bus
take-
before. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. One minute, Ken. What do you think? What do you think of all this stuff that's going on with Diddy?
I just feel like it's crazy. I wasn't there, but I mean, I just feel
hope
like
you wasn't.
everybody. No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying like this.
Now you messing up her minute.
I'm saying this seems
Yeah,
like
yeah.
someone's guilty or not guilty, but everybody can't be lying on you. And stuff has been being said for years. Then with the video that came out with Cassie, I just feel like you just need to go ahead and just do your time. Like just admit it. Because all of these people coming out, more proof is going to come out. Just like with them saying that they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man, and lubricant. Ain't no way. I'm not saying that you couldn't have just had y'all freak
You was
off.
gonna do a store.
But
1,000 bottles? Ooh,
yeah, exactly.
store.
a lot.
I just feel like, like I said, I don't want to say he's guilty, but with the evidence, man, I don't want to be a part of this.
It's too much stacked against him.
It is. So it's just like,
Yeah.
just admit it. You just might as well come out. You paid Cassie, and then you came up there with that fake apology, and you said, I was in a bad place, but I'm not making any excuses. You just made an excuse by saying you was in a bad place, trying to say that's the reason why you did it. That wasn't the reason why you probably did it. You probably did it because you've been doing it. You've been getting away with it. Now you caught up. Go to jail. It's all right.
You think he abused
It is.
Veronica,
Oh, for
1 minute.
sure.
What did you think about that?
I think for us older Generation Xers, we've been hearing things about Diddy for years. It's just now people are talking, because first it used to be the Wendy Williams, and we thought it was gossiping and different things like that back in the day. So the thing that I trip out about this entire case is, think about it. My grandmother used to say money covers a multitude of sins. And I never got that until I got old enough to see how people allow people to literally do all of these things with money. I said, all of these people that enabled Diddy, and I hate to tell people, even the people that's passed away that wasn't his brother camp, they knew what he was doing. Okay. I said, so you look at that and you say, okay, if that, I can't remember the exact, I think his name was Joshua, the producer that brought up one of the cases where he sued Diddy, where he said Diddy didn't pay him for the last album. He stayed with Diddy for a year and he woke up in bed with the prostitute after he was
Little
drugged,
Rod,
right?
I think.
And he was like, he didn't pay me and he, drugged me and I woke up in the bed with the prostitute. Now think about this. If Diddy had paid that check, we wouldn't be hearing about this.
nothing. Yep.
Because right after he said that, that's when they kicked his doors in at the mansions. That's when they arrested the white boy getting on the plane who was the drug mule. That's when the tape got revealed because they found a tape in his house with Cassie and all that to back her up. Because remember, people was throwing Cassie under the bus before that. I said, if he'd have got paid his check, he would have been shutting up just like everybody else and this wouldn't have happened.
We wouldn't have heard about it.
So money covers a multitude of sins. This man has been doing this and all of them are complicit.
And he's not even the worst
Like
one.
the same way when R. Kelly came out, all of them knew and sold them girls up the river. So they
knew that
Bill
since
Cosby too.
Yeah, all of them complicit.
He used to talk about it in his stand-up.
They're not gonna give him bond because they charging him with the same thing they charge Epstein with. That's why I told my lawyer was like, he's not getting bond because they charging him with the same thing, so they can go after everybody.
Hendrix, what do you think about this?
I agree with these
1
young
minute.
ladies here.
Okay.
I mean, because they're saying so far, I'm gonna just say alleged. I'm gonna say
Right.
alleged. But I mean, when there's a mountain of evidence that
Allegedly.
that stacks up against you, you know.
Yeah.
And when he tried to put up a mansion, even his jet, and he even said he'll wear ankle monitor, and he still denied bail.
Yeah.
So they're going to see this whole thing through, man. And even if, like she said, that money pretty much covered his sins, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly, right? So and if you got the bread, pay them dudes off.
No, just don't be doing that stuff at all.
Well, I mean,
come
don't
on
do
now.
it. No, I
Come
know,
on
right?
now.
Let me go back.
He like,
I
if you gonna do it, pay for it.
No. I meant like the one direct, like you said, the one producer, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
owed
yeah,
him the money because he said he got $100,000. Diddy showed him about another $100,000.
Okay.
But if the man did legit business, pay your debts.
Yeah.
You know, pay people with
But
your
the man drugged you and you woke up in bed with him and a prostitute.
But
That
I
was
think-
the problem more
I think
than you
you're
not
right,
getting
though.
your check.
I think
But-
you're right. If he had paid him,
listen,
you wouldn't have heard nothing
You wouldn't
about
have
it.
heard nothing
But you
about
gotta
it.
think about it.
I actually agree with you on that, and my head goes to this. By the way, I was early on this. I said this is it. Like I said that back in November. I said it multiple times. Like this is it. Like because I've always heard people talk about Diddy in a negative light, and so
parties.
and if you hear the way that people have always talked about
Yes.
them, and I was young. I
I was
remember
about to say,
when I was a
Yep.
kid.
I said we was young.
And I remember how like my family members were talking about him and all the, oh yes, this and that happened with Biggie and all this stuff was out there.
Yes.
Yep.
And so my question is this: what changed?
He made
What
more money.
What happened? What happened?
Somebody got tired.
Something
Like
happened.
getting probably
The
blackmailed.
conscience.
Exactly.
Something.
Something happened for him to actually finally get prosecuted here.
To
All right?
Cassie.
What happened? No, that was not
Because
it.
when they when they raided his house, right? So first of all, if allegedly, I said he was ignorant enough to keep the video he paid for of beating this woman.
Exactly.
Okay, I said then when that man told him about the white boy being a drug mule.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we don't know who else he had stuff on when they raided that house. For them to say, okay, we got this drug mule here, we got him saying sex trafficking here, because they literally charging him with Epstein charges.
Yeah.
Literally, except like some of the other extortion
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying.
I said they literally charging him with Epstein charges.
Epstein low-key was protected. Okay.
He was so
I
protected, he
think-
better die.
I look at,
I think they killed him.
but yeah, later on
they
they
killed
changed on, they switched on him. I'm
That's
saying,
the same- that's
listen,
the same with Diddy.
Diddy has been protected for years.
Yes.
People know that he's been doing this stuff for years.
And people that
Why
been
are we
talking about
now-
him were deemed crazy. Look at
Exactly.
Jaguar,
why,
right?
Why is this happening
Wendy
now?
Williams.
I ain't even heard no credit.
Why is this happening now as opposed to, years ago when we knew all this stuff was going down? It was not the Cassie video. I can tell you that right
No,
now.
it wasn't.
It was not Little Rod coming out. I can tell you that right now. Something happened.
I want to propose this to you.
So-
you know who Clarence Avon is?
Yeah, I know
You know
Clarence
Clarence
Avon.
Avon?
Yeah,
Now-
the Godfather.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
if you look on Netflix, it's a series called about Clarence Avon. He's like he was one of the biggest controllers in the music industry. Like he groomed all of these dudes, from Diddy to everybody, right? You look this man up, his wife, everybody philanthropic.
Okay.
Look up how many of them now went down since he died.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there thinking about that when the stuff first popped. I said, you know, since Clarence Avant died, a couple of them boys now got caught up.
They killed his wife.
And I was like, no, yeah, Intruder killed his wife. An Intruder did.
Intruder,
yeah,
yeah.
so somebody broke in the house, killed
that was
her orderly.
set up too.
Now I think it was orderly because
sure.
the security was like, you know, she was downstairs. But I was like, right after he passed away, Diddy, it was two other ones got caught up. Like, you gotta look it up because he died last year. And ever since then, all of them have been going down one by one. And me and my girlfriend was talking to. I said, you think that man been protecting a lot of them?
Somebody was.
And I said, when he died,
Somebody definitely was.
his hands was gone, and they like get all of them at this point because they didn't have. Because I mean, he's doing it with Clive Davis. This dude's bigger than Clive Davis. Clarence Avant is huge, and when he passed away, all of them started getting caught up.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
I said that's what I think. I think it was some hedge of protection around them.
Yes.
And they was like, because Russell Simmons got caught up at the same time.
Yep.
You see how fast he hopped that boat?
Don't
the
forget
ball, yeah.
also there's a little bit of talk that was happening that Diddy was somehow an informant. Okay.
never know.
We don't know if that's true, but that's
we
what
don't
the
know.
talk has been around him.
We'll see when other people get exposed soon.
Yeah.
But who can Diddy give up though to not go to jail?
Oh, there's a
'Cause
lot of people.
Well,
Let me tell you something.
Listen what I mean by
That's
that.
the purpose
He's
for
not
guys
the
hear
big,
about
like I
Neo?
said,
recording.
Oh, I'm
Neil?
look, he ain't.
But he
Apparently,
ain't
he's
even-
doing the same thing.
but he's not even the biggest though.
That's what I'm
There's
saying. Tell
other
me the
people.
big fish because
I know.
Epstein could get Gates.
I don't wanna say
Epstein
their
could
name.
get Trump. Epstein could get all of these people.
Because
Right?
they talking about it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
who could Diddy give up that we really gonna care about these low level black rich people?
So y'all have,
No,
okay.
I'm being honest. Though.
Okay,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
according-
I'm being real.
These are not my words. This
Okay,
is
go ahead.
according to social media outlets and stuff. Allegedly,
Okay.
they've been bringing up Jay-Z.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
but
And they've been also bringing up some other people too, like dropping
'Cause
other
they've always
names.
brought up him because he been in the VIP and they always in the section
A lot of them
together.
boys rolled together.
Yeah, they were. Oh, and I want to do this disclaimer. Just because y'all see celebrities all in a picture together, a lot of these people do not hang together like that.
That's
They
true.
might be a party together. Some of these people ain't never met each other, and they've been famous for 10, 20 years together. Because we've all been in pictures with people who like, hold on, they did what? Man, like you was at the same party, Veronica. I was like, hey, I was down the street. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, so I'm doing that disclaimer because people don't think everybody in Hollywood know each other. But a lot of these people, they
I know
might went to a
Hendrix
party,
has a
but
picture
don't.
with Diddy, and but he didn't have anything to do with it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but that's why I said
Hey,
we about to see what's happening.
No. You
About to see
might be
what's
right
happening.
now. That's funny. Hey, but so real quick, it says authorities found bags of pink powder in Combs' hotel room. Bags of pink powder were found in Sean Combs' hotel room after he flew to New York on the advice of his lawyer 2 weeks ago to await arrest. Prosecutors said the powder was not tested, but the prosecutor said it appeared to be narcotics and that similar bags previously seized at Combs' properties tested positive for drugs, including ecstasy. Authorities have interviewed more than 50 witnesses and collected dozens of cell phones, laptops, and hard drives, and they are in possession of video that they shows the coerced sex acts that Combs is accused of orchestrating. So some people say that he used this as the blackmail people. Film you without your knowledge.
Epstein.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But no, reason why I said Cassie earlier, of course it was before her, but I think if you notice, because she came publicly, I think that's what kind of snowballed everything.
Oh yeah,
That
for
had
sure.
other
It's like they
people
would- that-
feeling
that's what I
like,
mean.
oh
They were
man,
denying
if
until
she
the
can
video
come out and be
actually-
heard,
Exactly.
then
She
I
had
can
the
be
guts
heard
enough
too.
to
Yeah.
I got validation.
You know, like one person
But
came up
they-
with Cosby, then everybody came.
But
in.
they still
Here's
threw
what
under the
Right.
here's what I'll say to that is that they finally bid on it. I
Yeah,
feel like
there
there's
you
been
go.
multiple
I agree.
There you
people who have
go.
come out
Well,
and who have said things against him, but they never like took the bait.
but no,
So-
that
but-
ain't true. That ain't, 'cause like she said, when Cassie come out, they've been throwing her under the
They
bus.
threw her under the bus.
Right? And then
They
what
did.
happened was, right, it's a closed case once he's settled out
Yeah.
of court. So that file is closed, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, okay, it's hush hush, she going. Then when the video came out,
Yep.
then that one is put
Yep.
the icing on
On the cake, yep.
But
That's
when
what
did the
did it.
video came out? After old boy
After.
Little
ran-
Rod.
and after he
After.
does, and they went and searched his
Exactly.
house.
Yep.
I was like,
Exactly.
idiot, you bought the tape to keep it?
Exactly.
I still think that there's stuff behind the
Me too.
scenes that
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't know.
Oh yeah, for
Trust me.
sure.
They finally
Hey.
said, okay, let's go get him.
Oh, yeah.
Blackmail the wrong
Because
person.
They've already had evidence, y'all.
And think
I just
about
started
it.
to say, you got to think about it. There's some law
remember the
enforcement
thing
that
with
work
J-Lo.
behind the scenes too, and they get paid under the table. So they've been
There
knowing.
you go. There you go.
I mean, the thing with J-Lo, like
There you
what?
go.
What
There
was
you go.
that?
There you
Oh,
go.
listen.
I always thought about that.
There you go.
Talking
Always
about
thought
what,
about
shooting
that.
in
Look, think
the
about
club?
Shine. When I
Shine-
said Shine
listen.
took that whole rap
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't even shoot.
We knew that.
That's what I'm
Whole rap.
saying.
And
We
then
knew
it's
that.
like, I got you. I
Yo.
got you. Take that. And that's what it probably was.
Yep.
Now Shine is the what is the Prime Minister of Bahamas?
Prime Minister, yeah.
Or some stuff.
Belize.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Belize.
Belize.
I mean,
So
I'm
put
glad
that
that they're
on.
getting these celebrities and stuff, but they need to be getting a lot of these people, grandma, auntie, uncles, and stuff that's
All
doing
of
it
them.
in
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not in the celebrity
There's a
world
lot of
too,
people
because
going
it's a
down.
lot of
It's a
people
lot.
doing
It's a lot
stuff.
of- They about to
down.
rattle
Yeah.
everybody right now because the
lot of
low
people
level
going
people
down.
ain't trying to do no time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I
of
mean, it's
people
going to be
going down.
interesting. What I hate to see is that it's a black man going
There you
down.
go. And that's what I hate too.
And you
But I
know,
mean, the black man
and-
committed the crime.
and it's there's gonna be a lot of black people who go down with it.
Yep.
And,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah.
You know, I mean, listen, I mean, yeah, they committed the crimes and stuff, you know, but like, I mean, no, I'm not gonna like, I'm not trying to like, you know,
Yeah.
say that I'm just saying that like, there's not many of us that are
Yep.
almost billionaires
There you
like
go.
he was.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
There you
There's
go.
not many of us that are doing
I feel like everybody
so-
need to go down across the
And
board. It
that's
don't
what I
matter if
think
they
hurts
black,
us.
white,
That's
whatever.
I think that's what hurts
You're
us because
wrong.
you got all these
Yeah.
white people that have more so-called to look at financially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at success stories financially.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see our mayors or whoever get busted as a black person, this person gets busted, you're like, God damn, dude, only a handful of us.
Yeah.
And you falling for the same okie doke. That hurts
Right.
us because we really rooted for you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So that's why
Right.
it just
That's
hurts
the
us.
thing.
We're like, damn, we want you to get justice. But
Right.
we just hurt because we rooted for you.
Right,
You know
Right.
what I
But
mean?
to be honest, I never really was a Diddy fan.
Girl, I was a bad boy fan to the core.
I mean, don't get me
I was like,
wrong.
take that,
Pause.
take that.
Pause. Wait a
Girl, I was
minute.
like, that shit.
I like a lot of the artists that was
Yeah.
on the label, but I never really was a Diddy
Oh, yeah,
fan.
not like
And
a
then
Diddy
they
fan. Yeah, the
also
bad boy
said,
fan. Yeah,
yeah.
music. Yeah.
And then they also said like he kind of was born into it because they were saying something about his
I heard about that.
dad.
his
I heard
dad
about
was
that.
a
His
drug dealer.
dad's, yeah, but they was also saying like I don't know
Yeah.
I know
all
what
of the
you
words
mean.
right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but
I know exactly
I
what you're talking
saw
about.
some stuff when people was talking
Yeah.
about it that knew his dad and knew
Yeah.
this stuff, and they were saying they said Diddy was a mess since
Yeah.
he was younger.
Because look how what he was born into.
Right.
And so, but it's because it had the triggers. Because like my lawyer James worked with them, and he went to Howard with Diddy. He was like he never was really like that. He had his issues, and he said he's mad because they didn't do more back then. And he represented some of Diddy's artists, and he was like the thing that people see is like you don't see what these people have went through to trigger them to be these people. Because think about his mama. Some of them so busy. These rich mamas dyeing their hair blonde and getting all the work done and cosmetic. And you look at how they sons and their daughters off the edge. I don't even bring up some of these artists that we right now like R&B artists, and their moms look like they just trying to live the life that you never.
I mean, a lot of
this person become a better person.
Think about this. Think about how many parents gave their kids off to the industry.
Yeah.
Look at Usher mama.
Let me tell
You didn't even know.
But
You
this
didn't
thing,
even know.
I should turn out better than half of them. Just look at Chris Brown, mama. You know who you ain't gonna never do an interview? Aaliyah parents ain't gonna never do an
Oh,
interview.
no, they
because
know that.
people will come for their throats.
Oh, yeah,
Because you gotta
yeah,
act
yeah,
like
yeah.
you didn't know.
And you knew.
And
You-
I was like,
you
so
knew.
a lot of them, but some of them unbeknownst give them to the monster.
Yeah, think
some
about the
people
R.
thinking
Kelly
it's-
situation.
yeah.
How many parents knew and they out
Right.
living life scot free, and I
Right.
feel like they need to be locked up too.
I'm with you. I was like, lock them all up.
All of them.
We got to move on. We can talk about Diddy all day.
Take that, take
Yeah.
that, take that.
All right.
We can talk about that baby oil. We didn't really get into that.
Bye.
1,000 bottles, bro. I was like,
Right.
where he had a room and a shelf?
I don't even want to know.
We can talk about all. Yeah, I mean,
Some lube and baby oil.
there was some other stuff that came out too. I forgot what all the things that. You know.
Yeah.
It's a handful. We
It's
can be
sad.
Wait,
honest.
remember the Kevin Hart
worse.
video where they had the party for the
Yeah.
Daddy Ken,
Yeah.
and Kevin Hart saw the sex toy on the bed?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Yeah, I saw that video.
There's a lot
I
in
saw
that
it.
video.
Yeah, the girl head catching on fire, Trey songs, all of them was in that.
It
match.
ain't even just that.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the video with Cuba Gooding Jr.? All right, let's just go
Yeah,
ahead.
him too.
Lord.
Hey, well, hold on. Is it true about TD Jakes?
No, stop
Oh,
trying
yes.
to drag that man into that
No,
mess.
I don't know. I'm
That's
just
true.
asking.
Come on now. Allegedly, that's true. I'll just say it like that.
Swallowed. Let me stop playing with you.
Oh,
Allegedly, it's true.
Look, I'm not disrespecting the man of God.
y'all see me?
Look, as I said, I'm not disrespecting that man of God.
Swallowed up. What did you say?
Have you ever been swallowed?
Y'all going to hell.
Like, I was listening to the sermon. That's what that showed when I said that.
Yeah. All right.
So, but yeah,
Go.
this other subject, man. This is for the ladies. We got these two ladies on the panel with us. Well,
Oh, he's
on the
great.
podcast with us, I should say.
No,
So,
he's
this is going viral. Lisa Raye, she's 57, says that she will only be with a man paying 100% of her bills and expenses. Ladies, we need to know. Brooks, don't you chime in. Need to know the ladies' thoughts on this. Starting with Ken. Go.
I got to say something about this, but go ahead.
Listen, whatever she feels is for her is for her. And that's how it was like back in the day, the man was the provider. Like, I'm not saying that some women didn't work, but in a lot of households, the man was the provider. He paid all the bills. When she wanted to go to the store, she wanted to get something or whatever, he paid for it. If that's what she wants, that works for her. Whatever works for you and your significant other, that's just what it is. But the issue I have is that when I saw that come out, it's a lot of men that's bringing up, well, she thinks she's still diamond from the Players Club and she 57. Now I would do that for a woman in her 30s or a woman in her 20s, but not for no 57-year-old and this, that, and the third. And they was just bashing her about her looks. And it was like, she looked good, but she don't look like what she used to look like. And I know she got a lot of mileage, or if she was worth it, she would have been married. And I just feel like that's really weird. Because I feel like whatever is for her is for her. If God's going to bless her with a man that meets those expectations, then so be it. Why do you have to bring up her looks or her past about her being married and divorced? Her man had cheated on her. And she left and she was single. I don't see nothing wrong with that. And I also don't see nothing wrong with her wanting what she wants. Men want what they want, but then when a woman says it, it's all trying to tear her down and bring up other stuff that's unnecessary. I just don't understand. Like, what does her looks have to do with anything? Like, and why would you do it for a woman in her 20s or 30s or whatever, but you wouldn't do it for her just because she's 57? If she's a good woman and she, you know what I'm saying, she's there for you mentally, emotionally, and she supports you and all these different things, what makes her not worthy of having a man that can supply the needs that she wants?
Now, I agree with that. I agree with the first part you said about if that's the man she wants, that's the man she's going to go.
Yeah, because somebody's going to do it.
But the reason they take her down is because it helps them be okay with their broke status. The reason they come for her age and say, oh, I do for somebody 25, because if I can point out flaws in you, I can make you feel bad instead of saying, I don't qualify for what she want. You see, and instead of just taking your step back and moving going for the woman that you got or who can afford, well, y'all got the same thought process and movements when it comes to whatever, finances, spirit, family, whatever. I said, so to go, and the people do it, women do it too, like you want to tear them down because of choices that they made. So like I said, when this 50-50, go for the person you want and it will save you a lot of heartache. You won't be aggravated. I don't have men ever run up on me about 50-50. Ever. You see what I'm saying? So that ain't my conversation and my argument. So, but if I had men who say that and would ask me that, I was like, hey, it depends on the situation, but I'm not going to tell you that's who I am. Because I've always had it in a space of, yeah, I got whatever, but this guy is holding it down. Like, I'm going to hold him down like he hold me down. Right. You cater to me, I'm going to cater to you. Ding, ding, ding. And so I think they try to look at it because they're thinking she's not worthy of it.
Exactly.
But then I tell men, are you worthy of what you asking for?
Okay.
So if you worthy, you about to take some chick who won't even cook, clean, slap you, won't even give you a hug, won't do nothing. I'm just saying. So I'm just looking like that. Don't put her down to be okay with you not being up to the standard she's choosing.
Exactly.
And that's the whole thing when you see, in my opinion, when people putting people down for their choices like that, it's because you are mad that you, or whatever reason, that you don't meet what they're asking. Let it go and walk by. I done seen plenty of dudes, swipe, that ain't for me.
Right.
That's it. But people take that energy, I got to bring her down because I'm
exactly.
down.
That's all I've been seeing. And it's been mostly men. I haven't really seen any females say anything negative.
Because females like, that's what she want. That's what she want.
I don't know about that. But
No, I said I haven't seen females. Like the posts that I've seen under the videos on YouTube and other places. Her specifically.
Well, because they all agree with that. And but listen, I actually agree with this woman because one, she's 57. If she's gonna get with anybody around her age, they better already have it. Come on now.
Right.
I mean, if you around that age and you're trying to get with her, you better already have it. I mean, maybe 60, maybe 55. I mean, you should already have that. I feel like personally.
We ain't when we started.
You should already be at that place.
Exactly.
Listen, I think if this was a younger woman coming in and saying, hey, like, you know, like, all right, that's a little bit different because, you know, nobody really has resources. They don't have it. The younger people don't have it at that point. Like, I mean, but once you reach like 50, I feel like you should already be on your thing, you know? So that's just how I feel. So for me, I don't disagree with her. I mean, she's 57. You know, yes, the kind of men that she should be going after should already be at a certain point where they can do that.
Yep, established.
But, you know, do I think that, established, exactly. Do I think that, you know, it's fair? No, but like life isn't fair, bro. Like at that point, like, I mean, I know that's a platitude or whatever, but like, I mean, that's just the truth. So, I mean, this is how we've kind of evolved.
Her want, though? That's my thing. Is what isn't fair about
that's
her
her
want?
preference. Yeah, her personal preference.
No, what I mean by that is like, as when you're saying not fair, that's what I'm asking. Like, is it not fair because all men who that might fit other things outside of finance, right? Can't do 100% of her bills, but might fit. I don't
think it's fair because, you know, listen, life happens to people, and sometimes, you know, you may not. You know, I know, you know, older people who aren't at that level, right? Where they can support, you know, two people, a family or whatever at that age, you know, like, but a lot of life has happened. I mean, I've dealt with stuff in my life and like, I'm still young and I mean, somebody to be that older and, you know, I've seen it, you know, so that's all I'm saying with that, you know? So, I mean, like, things happen. You know, circumstances happen and whatnot, but I think that, you know, if there's a person who's around that age, they should really be established at that point. And, you know, but yeah, I do recognize that like things happen that aren't fair and you know,
right.
Because I think you got men who might be attracted to her, might be like, well, damn, I can't afford this woman type of bills. But
she's a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
I don't really know her.
No, but that's what I'm saying, like the circle
her.
she's in are going to be men like, you know, that in that age or a little older. But you got a lot of men who are her age. Like right now, like you take what David Banner said, he's ready to settle down and have a kid and all the stuff like that. So I can tell you right now. David Banner's like 40, 47, something like that.
I say he's in his 40s.
Yeah, so, but I'm going to be aged, but I know he's late 40s, mid 40s like us. But my thought process, he's not going to be checking for no 40-something-year-old woman because that 40-something-year-old woman either already had her children. He already had her children. No, I'm not talking about her.
Oh, she's talking about it.
I say in general. So he's going to be checking for a more younger person because I already had my kids. We already rolled out. And so it's like, so you're not looking for a woman of my age. So I feel like a lot of these men, when it comes to that, and I'll say this specifically for us, black men, when they're drilling that in their head and that, you know, from Generation X on down, get established before you get married. Get established before you get married. When it was, okay, you meet someone, y'all click, you in love with each other, y'all grow this together. Because what ends up happening is a lot of these dudes marrying their daughters. They somebody daddy. You see what I'm saying? Like all the intelligence and knowledge and assets that Mr. Banner has accrued, he right now about to be somebody's daddy, whoever he married. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that way. So it's like, that's the thing about it. So that person can't, in my way, mentally match you. Because you're going to marry somebody who can have their own children unless you pay to have the baby.
Let me just say this. I think that the problem comes in with what the woman said. Where the problem comes in is that a lot of people are going to listen to what she's saying and they're going to try to imprint that on their circumstance. Right. And that's where the problem comes in because now you're going to have 20-year-olds coming out there acting like, yeah, you got to be on the same level as me in terms of money, and you got to be able to pay for everything, and like I shouldn't be paying for nothing, and like to me,
to be honest, a lot of young people have been having that thought because the 50-50 or paying 100% has been the conversation for years,
right?
And that's been a debate between the men and the women, and if they feel like it's right or if it's not right, because some feel like, well, if you're the man, you should be able to take care of the household or whatever. And it's like, whatever works for you in your relationship works for you in your relationship.
But a lot of people are in relationships and talking marriage.
So, let me
that's for your husband to do.
Let me pose this question. Let me ask y'all this question. Back on the Lisa Raye subject. All right. So what you said, if that's her preference, that's her preference, right? And you know, and there may be somebody who will do it and somebody who won't do it. I'm gonna ask you this question. What do y'all say about a guy who said, yeah, I can do that, but I feel like she only want me because I can do that. So what if I fall off? Now he may be a thousandaire. She may be worth more than him, right? It only take 400,000 to be in the 1%. Say he's bringing in maybe 450. I believe, I don't want to counterpart, but I believe Lisa Raye is a millionaire. That's safe to say. Maybe not high
between
millionaire.
assets.
So with the money he bringing in, let's say if he's an engineer, he can still pay her bills and pay his, right? But anything can happen on a job. Now he may have, say he got maybe 200,000 cushion save up, right? But still, this is a different time and era from back in the day. 200, even $1 million, you can blow $1 million in the summer. $1 million ain't what it used to be. So what do y'all say about a guy who said, yeah, I can do that, but I feel she only want me because I can do that. So what do y'all say to that?
That's a chance he got to take.
Exactly, because that's
so
like
you said he just need to just roll the dice and
No, what I'm saying is if he cultivate a relationship with this woman and he realized, okay, dang, she loved me past this money. You see what I'm saying? Then and they have feelings past the financials. She is gonna hold him down if he falls off.
right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of men. We had this discussion before.
You think Lisa Raye gonna do that?
No, if she loved the dude, now she ain't gonna marry somebody because trust me, you ain't having
I don't
sex with
think
money.
she-
At this age, we ain't having sex with money.
Hold on.
But wait,
Dial it back real quick. You say if she loved it, it's gonna take time to build that love.
Right.
It's gonna take time to build.
But-
But hold on. It's gonna take time to build our love. Now let's say they dealing, let's say 3 months. It's safe to say, okay, yeah, I'm feeling him. I don't know. But still, they going out. He's still paying for everything. From day one, he gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get no love from day one.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. People change.
Yeah.
People, emotions change. So anything can happen. So I'm saying is a dude can say, yeah, I can, but I don't know because what if, I feel like you like me because I can provide for you. Now I get it.
What do
That's
you
a
think
part
about
of
that?
it. That's a part of it. No, I want to know their opinion.
okay, but that's just like, okay, so that's just like anybody else. You take a chance with dating. If the man is courting you and he's paying for stuff,
Right.
that doesn't mean that, once we get together, that doesn't mean that, I just want you because you're courting me.
Yep.
That's just kind of like the process.
Right.
She's saying what her preference is, but she's not saying, if we get together, you fall off, I'm not going to be there anymore and I'm done, or I just want you for your money. She's just saying, I want somebody. She may not have said it, the way that people wanted her to say it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the way she worded it.
Men heard what they heard.
But the way I took it is, I want someone who's established. I can take care of me, regardless.
Yeah, she can.
But I don't want
But
to.
Exactly. That's what I heard.
Right,
That's what
but
heard.
I
And that's
don't.
okay.
But I still don't
And
feel like.
that's fine.
But I still don't feel like it was all the way like, okay, I just don't want to do anything ever.
Yeah.
Because I think some people say that, well, what are you going to bring to the table? She didn't even get that deep into the conversation for anybody to know, well, what are you doing for this man? Or what would you want to do for your man? She was just speaking on the aspect of, if you come to me
Right.
and you want my time and attention and you want me to take a chance, because you got to think about it. She's experienced in the dating field. She's been divorced. She's been hurt. It's not her holding anything against anyone, because I saw that in the comments too.
Yeah.
Oh, she's holding on to her past pain. That has nothing to do with anything. When you've dated, especially if you dated young, you learn from the different people that you date and realize, okay, I did love that person, but that did not work for me.
You hope you learn.
I know exactly, because sometimes some people are still going through the same thing because that lesson was never learned, but you're just getting it in different people. I feel like she's just saying, okay, you know what? I am 57. I have lived. I have been in a relationship. I have been married. I know the wants and the things that I don't want. You know what I'm saying? I know what I need. I know what I can bring to the table, but it's not about what I can bring to the table when I'm just having this conversation outside. If I'm asked the question of, what do I want from a man? I'm going to talk specifically about what I want from a man. Everybody's always assuming, well, she's not bringing nothing but, what to the table. And
other men.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's
not disrespecting
not
other men because I said it.
that's not what it is. She's just saying like, hey,
she's
if I
entitled
date,
to her preference.
exactly,
Yeah, she's
and
entitled to her preference.
you're
think if
entitled
she
to
just
learn
married
from
the
your
first dude,
mistakes.
you
No,
got the money?
I ain't.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if that. I'm just playing devil advocate.
Right.
So what I'm just asking the
And you
question.
do have people
If
that's
there
like
is a
that.
dude
Yeah.
with a lot of money who may, you know, like for example with Ebony K. Williams, right?
Okay.
Like even if I was not saying she would date me, but even if I was a millionaire, I still wouldn't date her. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's not because you're not attracted to that particular person, or you know what I'm saying.
Well, no. It's not just that. I mean, she's attractive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but I mean her personality. I'm talking about as a whole, not just physically.
I'm just like, I don't know. Like some men, if they feel a woman just lead with, like, okay, let me say this. As men, I can't speak for Brooks because I don't know if he's a man. No, as men, you know, I want to provide. I want to do these things, right? Men want to do it of their own volition, right? We don't want to feel used. No men want to feel
Nobody
used. You know what I'm
wants to.
saying? Nobody. I pay my mama bills. You know what I'm saying? Well,
So just tell us all your business.
no, you know, well, me and my sister, we even though I pay, you know, well. I'm capping a little bit.
Yeah.
She paid majority, but the little stuff, I pay her stuff. Mama, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, most men don't want to feel used. No man want to feel used. And it's all right to be like, if you with someone and you hold them down, as a man, I feel that's what you should do. You need, you know, you need to hold her down. You know what I'm saying?
Because she's supposed to drown. As Kanye say.
That's what he said?
Kanye said, if I hold you down, you're supposed to drown.
Oh, yeah, I guess he ain't holding you down.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
That was a
but
different
most
time.
men don't want to feel. They don't want to feel used because a man will feel that's why what Kendra said, majority millionaires, like all these women, I want a man to make this much money. She said, have you ever dealt with millionaires before? I want a man 6 feet, this and that, and I want his penis to be this long. She said, and she's a realist. Don't you know how many women want that same man?
Yeah.
How many men make millions and millions of dollars, right? Lisa Raye was married to an actual prince, and y'all said he cheated on her, right? So as a man who was a millionaire, he has options. You don't have to be out there to put yourself out there. Women gonna come to you. They see and smell your wealth. They don't give a damn you married, but man, I love my wife. I've been with her. She don't care. I'll be the side chick, and I'll be that faithfully, long as you share a little bit of wealth with me. You see what I'm saying? So that's why some men are just trick off because they know, okay, that's all they want. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, and to say this, even Shaq said this when he was out there and he checked, you know what? Shaq said, man, I bought plenty females, expeditions and cars, and he been beating them because they know they just want my money.
But see, it's still up to him. Just like it's up to whoever Lisa Raye is putting it out there. So it kind of limits your field. So what I mean by that is like, you don't like, I know for me when men see my Instagram feed or just see the social part of me or get to know me, a lot of them in their mind are calculating, I cannot afford her. I'm just being honest. They already say, oh, because more than likely if she got this car or she at least got a decent house, so it's probably about 400. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they're calculating already, and not even sometimes financially. They say, oh damn, she reads, she got books on her page. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, she's spiritual because she talks about this. Oh, she's family oriented, so I know she's going to spend time with her kids. Oh, you know she loves her friends, so she believes in treating her friends and different things like that. They already going to look at how I move alone, and that's the thing when Issa's saying that. And I don't know, Lisa's saying that, and Lisa's saying that, in my opinion, is like, this is what I already got to deal with. This is what I already pay for. This is so why would I sit here and put you in a place? And it's sad because you do deal with a lot of men, and it's not because they're insecure about your money per se. Is they're insecure that they can't really protect you and provide the way they want to because they feel they're financially lacking.
And I have a question for y'all too.
And so that's why I feel about that. I was like, you have to, those men that tricked off with them women, they wanted to cheat. That's why you got a lot of these rich men who go for prenups. It ain't because they think the woman about to mess up, their ass about to mess up. And so that's why they're like, I'm trying to keep my money.
Right.
And that's
Wait
sad.
a minute.
That's
I got a question.
Prenups,
You
y'all.
think that men go for prenups so that they can cheat?
I think, I'm not saying that's what they're
Okay.
looking to do. I think, but subconsciously that man knows himself.
Okay.
And just like Hendrix was saying, Hendrix, just like Con was saying over here.
Yeah, Hendrix.
Hendrix. I'm like, Con, I was like, but these men, they know themselves. And they know all these women coming at them, right? And so they know, I'm going to sit here and sign this prenup, or I want to do this prenup. I'm going to protect her, protect my assets, because more than likely I may fumble before she do. So I think that's why a lot of them do push it.
Or I mean, you know, you got to be. The coin is two sides. Look at Tyrese. He realized, he said, man, this dude on social media crying. He said, man, I didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cheat on her. She let her friends get in her head. I gave her this much money. Now she come back and I did another movie. She go to court. She want even more money. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't always
But
always
ask
the
yourself,
case.
look,
now.
so one, that goes back to how much did he know this woman? Because we watched Tyrese. We not watch this brother. Whole life play out on social media. Even after they broke up, he was with a new chick 2 months later shaving her crotch on IG. Okay? So we like, bruh, take your time and chill out. The same thing, you look at Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans literally is a 50-something-year-old man that got a chick pregnant, had a baby from him last year, and that chick is dragging him in court. So I'm like, do y'all really know these women that y'all sitting there wifing or impregnating to this point, and then you want to cry, make me want to feel bad for you? Now, I'm not saying Tyrese ain't going through it, but a lot of stuff, like even when he got arrested, he going through that because he didn't pay all his child support that they agreed on.
So you think his ex-wife was no good? That's
No,
what you're saying.
I don't know her. That's what I know. I saw what he was selling. He was like, my black queen. I was like, and she like 0.25%?
My Lord.
But that, but I don't know. I don't know.
I got a
don't know.
question
You
leading
wait.
back to the Lisa
Kamala, I'm
Raye
just kidding.
to the.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I got a
That
question when it comes to the Lisa Raye situation.
Go ahead, Ken.
So, well, just in general, when it comes to celebrities, do you guys think there's a difference? Starting with Brooks, do you think is a difference in dating?
Yes.
When it comes to,
pause.
yeah, I know he was
Go
going to
ahead,
say I
answer
do
the
too,
question.
but I just want to ask this:
Go ahead.
do you think it's a difference in dating?
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to
But
celebrities
first of all,
versus
these-
people.
To regular
These
people?
women should already know.
That's
if
what I'm
you
saying.
get
With
a
her wanting
celebrity-
her preference, it fits her lifestyle.
There you
Are
go.
you, your
And
question
that's
is,
a good point.
is it different dating those?
No,
For
see,
what?
you didn't
Sorry,
even hear
go
a
ahead.
question. Go
All
ahead,
right,
let
go
her
ahead.
answer.
Pretty much like with her being a celebrity and her having her preference.
Push your mic back.
Oh,
a little bit, though,
sorry.
There too. Yeah, go ahead.
With her being a celebrity, do you think that there's a difference in the dating scene with celebrities, like with her wanting her preference because of her lifestyle, versus people who aren't celebrities?
Yeah,
I think so. Yes. I think that the men that she comes across are already going to have more money than the average person. So the average Joe didn't even have a chance. So I mean,
True.
So let's be honest about that. But also, I think that she has to realize that these men that have a ton of money, they're not going to be going for the women that are like her. They're going to be going
Not,
for
not necessarily.
a lot of them are going to be going for the young gals, okay? Because now they can actually show that they have the resources and all these different things. And so,
Okay.
not that it's like maybe
I don't feel like it's
I don't think that they're,
impossible,
like,
though.
going for like
Yeah, I don't
20-year-olds.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but
Yeah.
you lessen the field because, like
Exactly.
I said, it's you got
It
these men
gets
because
cut
men
down.
don't care when they're dating if these women can pay their bills. They're not caring if these women even can read.
Right.
For real. So it's like I'm just
I
saying.
agree.
How do they make?
some
No, I'm
men,
saying
though.
now. Listen,
Some.
I said some. Let me say
Some
some.
men.
She got to be able to
Yeah,
read.
Not
like
all
it's
of
just how do they make them feel? So a lot I'm saying, does she make me feel validated as a king or whatever? And even if it's for that moment in their head, they go along with that because you look at what should do Robert Smith, that billionaire black dude.
Yeah, Robert
Like you
Smith,
think when
right.
he married his
The
wife,
tech
she was
guy.
like 28, 29, and her biggest accomplishment at the time was she was a Playboy playmate. And he was a 50-something-year-old billionaire. Do you get what I'm saying?
hope
Black
he had a
billionaire.
prenup.
Yeah, so he probably do. But I'm looking at that as like he just wanted what she made him feel. Whereas women, and I'm not speaking for all women, but most women, we thrive on security. So in my mind, when Lisa's saying that, Lisa's saying that's not that she doesn't have herself, but that's something sexy if he got you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because she know I created these businesses, I did these bills and stuff like that. So we even got enough sense to be like, can just hold a house. Because she may just be in the house. You know what I mean? And
I'm
not
gonna be
personal,
honest,
not
some of-
her business.
A lot of these women who do have like things going on for themselves, they just have a different type of mentality.
Yeah.
So I don't know if a lot of men would go for that mentality because most of them are walking around talking about how they a boss babe and they all this other stuff and then want to fight with you and stuff like.
If you
I'm
gotta
just
do that,
being
you ain't got no
honest,
real money anyway.
But yeah.
If you gotta do that, if you gotta do that, because I was like, you ain't got no real money. That's the way I feel about it. I was like, I ain't got to announce nothing. Like, what you doing?
Men and women,
That's brokey behavior.
Men and women they date for almost some of the same thing, but almost for two different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? women will date a little bit more out of a little bit more opportunistic. Am I saying that word
Yeah,
right?
be opportunistic.
Yeah, women and men actually date out of infatuation or love. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the hunters. We have to be attracted. How many? I'm gonna give you for example. When Eddie Murphy saw Nicole, I think I remember the interview. They was at a wedding. And Eddie Murphy saw Nicole Murphy. She didn't see him. And Eddie Murphy said, I remember because he was talking to Arsenio. And he was like, and Arsenio was like, man, what made you, he's like, man, he's like, man, he was so affectionate with her. He's like, man, I would marry her like right now with no conditions or anything. Not saying women don't think like that. For the most part, y'all don't really think like that. Y'all not hunters like us. That's why we look at y'all figures, y'all hair, and y'all body, and y'all beauty. We are attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to realize and that's why I say Lisa Raye is entitled.
Yeah.
Even though she's already secure, but she's looking for that extra set of security. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there may be a dude who will supply that. And if there is, I hope she finds him.
Yeah.
But I think he will be an older man, right?
Because she the young to the thing to the older
he probably
man.
the older man. But women and men,
know.
they date for two different things.
Yeah.
Like you said, some men, man, look at her. She barely can read. She barely can read. It's like you said, he is attracted to her.
She makes
How
him
he
feel something.
feels.
How he feel.
And she may not even do nothing. It's how he feels.
How he
But he's so into her, he's attracted to her. So we date for two different things. Men, literally, that's why you got stalkers. I don't necessarily know if it's a love, but to some degree, some men will fall in love a little bit quicker than some
But
women.
I feel like that also that goes into traumas and stuff too, because some people that's dating, they're dating to fill that void that they missing from their mommy or their daddy when they was younger, or what happened.
And some men just
And
crazy.
Yeah.
That's true.
They just straight up fool.
That's
They're
true.
crazy.
I've had a
But do
stalker.
you feel like the way you're talking about men dating, do you and Josiah feel like, but that's why men will put up with a lot of, when they met with a woman who don't really love you, who like for real, if you fell off or let you fall off, don't care about you, don't take care of your needs as well. Like, I'm not talking about physical even, just personal, just spiritual. And you still keep on, and you still keep on, because like what we're talking about. Do you feel like that makes you swallow it?
Well,
And you keep going, and you keep being there when you can roll out.
I'm scared.
You starting on that? You've been swallowed.
That's a good statement. Pause. But no, I see what you're saying. You're right. Some men stay there because, believe it or not, if a man's staying there, he still wants that woman, because a man can leave. It's the same way. Why are you staying with him? Because he providing everything. And I feel I didn't put in so much time.
Yeah.
Once again,
Yes,
it's
that's
the
where it comes
opportunistic security, and it's the man with the love and the actual. Because if a man has got a woman that's taking care of him, I mean, I shouldn't
He's
say.
sorry.
I just started
That's
saying
what I
because
think.
I started to say you got
I'm about to say,
some
man,
who, you got some who had it together, and then they fall off and they stay off, and then the woman is still there. Because they're hoping, they're holding on to that. Oh, I knew who he was before. I know he can be better.
Exactly.
Did you meet him in the mountain, but he was already in the valley?
I had friends on both sides, women and men. A male friend, I ain't gonna say his name, his wife been cheating. He caught her, know she been cheating. Even had the voice in his car. And he stole. I said, man, what were you doing? Man, I ain't ready to give up on him yet, and this and that. And just blatant.
Yeah.
And Lily said, man, you act like sometimes like you don't want to be married. And you know what she said? Shit, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
And he said, but then at the same time, I know some women who, man, do them dirty, this and that and the third. But at the same time, they got this house, they got this car. She may be working, but now the income cut in half, and he making a little bit more than her. But she still said, well, I didn't put in all this time and this and that. I'd be like, life is short.
I'm sorry, I'd be out the door.
Girl.
Exactly. That's what I'm
But
saying.
see, that's
Life
the
is
sad
short.
part when you think about it. You say, okay, and I'm putting all this time and I'm putting all this work. You're literally saying my time, this fragility of life that I have is worth this house, is worth this lie, is worth this. And it's sad because we know men and women, like you said, like this. And I just want people to understand, you do realize that person who you took that off of don't even respect you no more.
Exactly.
That man do not respect that woman that he married to, who accept all the crap he put her through.
And she don't
and
respect.
that
And they don't
woman
respect
dead
them.
behind
Look, and they don't
respect that
respect
man.
themselves anymore.
That man, they don't respect him. They don't respect you because you stayed.
And vice versa.
Statistically, women are the ones who initiate divorce or break up
Because the
stuff
dude
like
will
that.
stay. He'll
Because
stay
the
in
dude
it.
will stay
Yeah,
because
dudes will stay, yeah.
to be honest,
I agree.
getting out of a relationship doesn't really benefit men.
But not
Okay.
even that. They don't want to
And
deal with it.
so, yeah, but also financially,
certain states it doesn't benefit men.
Yeah.
Divorce a woman.
financially,
Yeah,
all
it
that
just doesn't
stuff.
benefit a man.
It just does not benefit.
Yeah.
So, and then to get to a point where you can have a relationship with somebody and get married with somebody, and then you got to start all over.
Yeah.
I mean, for men, that's harder.
Yeah.
I feel like personally, that's, to get
start
to
all
that
over?
point,
I think it's
Well,
easier
well,
for men.
Wait, no.
I think it's harder for men because, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think it's easier
Why
for
is
men.
it easier for men?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
I
Go ahead.
don't think only way it's harder for men is if you divorce and she just excuse me.
I'm about to say what that.
She I'm about to say she took
Like
Yeah,
rake
yeah.
them over the coals.
because
or take 'em to the cleaners.
certain states are in favor of the women.
Like,
Okay.
In certain states, even if she cheat on you, they say, look here, bro, you still screwed. Because we don't care nothing about her cheating. You still gonna have to pay her alimony. And you ain't getting full custody of the kids because you can't prove her unfit.
Yeah.
You know she's a good mother. She just don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? She don't respect
Yeah.
you.
It's way
Right?
harder for
It's-
men.
So
Men-
well, financially, if you busted financially, it's harder for you, right? But if it's not harder for you financially, I think it's harder for a woman because she's like, man, I'm older. And men, we don't necessarily have that problem that women have as
Yeah,
we get
that's
older.
what I'm saying.
And then if she got kids too, it's harder.
That's why I was
It's
It's
harder
harder
for
for
her.
It's more harder for a woman.
But see, the
yeah.
reason when you look at these statistics and they say, okay, it's worse for men to get divorced, right? The reason it is because 9 times out of 10, that man in that marriage will make more than that woman. Okay, so if she makes 80,000, he makes 120. Right? So the judge is going to look at it, he makes more and going to give her. But if she made more than him, look how many women right now are paying their husband's alimony because they made more. So it's
very
more
few
of,
compared to women.
yeah,
though.
because
It's
it tends to be
very, very
men
few.
making more than their wife, the husband
Yes,
making more than the
very few.
wife. And then I know plenty of dudes, and let's be real, and this does not knock guys who want to be fathers and who want, be in their kids' life. More men are okay with that wife taking them kids full time.
Ding, ding, ding.
And so that's how that wife ends up with child support. They ain't knife fighting out here for 50%. I've been sat in them courtrooms. I said, dude, you gotta ask for 50%. You see what I'm saying? But they don't, because they automatically give it over to the mom.
But there are some men who do.
No, that's why I said it's
Because
not all men.
we
It's not all
we
men.
both know
They
one
are.
who got full
there are
custody of his
some.
son.
Yeah.
Listen,
No,
there
I
are
know
some
men.
dudes
I know
who
dudes
do
who
it.
do too got full custody.
But
of
actually, we all know.
But
we all
let's
know a
be
guy.
honest, the courts are more set up for. And,
yes.
I mean, listen,
Because
that's
process.
it's probably better
Yeah.
overall, right? But there are a lot of men who do want to see their kids and they can't
Yep,
see
they
them.
can't
I
see
agree.
it.
And
So,
I
I mean,
believe
like-
men should fight harder because I've seen shady women. And that's why I tell
Yeah.
people, don't act like it's all men.
But-
I've seen shady women stop
I
men
did-
from seeing their kids, but I see men stop. It's like they like
It's-
drunk
it
and horse to
all
stop.
depends
I will
on
burn
your
it down.
state. Go ahead.
Go.
Kim.
I know a man personally who cares more about the woman than the child.
No, I believe that too. Yep.
I'm speaking from personal experience.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I care more about the child
Like-
than the woman.
No,
Yeah,
you got,
it-
but,
that-
but you got some men like that, dude.
You feel me?
You got some men like that.
All jokes aside, and I can tell my business because it's my business. I'm
Yeah.
divorced.
Okay.
I didn't want to get divorced, but I had to leave that situation because he put his hands on me too many
you go.
times. I tried to get him therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because we both was in the military together.
Trying to heal him.
It wasn't about ding ding.
Trying to heal them.
Listen, and I had to learn. But the cheating and all that stuff, and it was like, I'd rather raise a child separately and we still co-parent
Right.
and be healthier than being together since you can't get it together.
Right. Right.
But he never took initiative. And I was that woman who used to try to force the child on him. I used to be like, oh, you're going to see this baby
Yep.
today. The baby would be crying because he's not used to him and stuff. And I'm like, my baby don't normally cry, but it's because it's something.
Right. Yeah.
And
You
it's
gotta
like, well,
be
we're going to
around.
see. And like, if I
Yeah,
travel to come see you so you can see this baby
Dang. And you.
and the
travel.
baby crying, yes.
I had to
I love
travel.
the fact that Ken,
Yes.
Ken brought this up because me and some women had the same conversation and men were like, no, Frank. I said, do you realize it's men that only, I'm not saying only.
Mike's
mainly
husband never
love their
came to the
child
court.
because of the mother. their wives. I'm not saying a lot of men, but I know dudes like if it wasn't for that wife,
that's my
situation.
situation.
That child life.
And I got text messages, I got emails, I got it all. This man, listen.
But he ain't seen the kid.
He has not seen my baby since my baby was 2. My baby's about to be 11 in 2 months. He doesn't live far. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I tried to force the baby on him, but then it got to a point where it was like, you know what? I'm not going to force this baby on you. I keep going out of my way. Every time you're supposed to come where we are, there's always an excuse. There's always this. There's always that. But you was making time to go see another kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it was all about me. And then we may talk once a year or once every 2 years, and it always starts off the same. I've been going to therapy. I've been at the VA faithfully. I've been getting help. This, that, and the third. I'm doing better. I want to be the father I'm supposed to be in my son's life. And I'd be like, okay, well, listen. You're not the person that has to break it to this child or help him understand every time you disappear. So this is what we're going to do. Since you haven't seen him face to face, we're going to start off with phone calls and video chats to see if you can at least be consistent in that. Then if you're consistent in that, then we can work on being face to face. Now, mind you, he has supervised visitation because the courts deemed him. You feel me?
Gotcha.
I have custody. I didn't want it to be that way. I wanted to co-parent because I'm that person that believe even though a relationship may not work out, because that's life. Children need both parents.
Both parents.
And then I have a son at that. I can teach him how to be a good person, but I'm a woman. I cannot teach that boy how to be a man.
No, you cannot.
That's why I thank God that I have male figures in my life, like my dad, my brothers, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like
Brooks.
that. You were talking.
I'm about to say, y'all the male figures?
Listen, he go to daddy parties. I mean,
pause.
Like, yeah, male
but you know, it's really weird. But guess what? He never came to any of the court hearings for divorce, and he never came to any of the custody hearings. He never showed up to anything. And like I said, every time he calls, it'll start off, I want to be a dad. I want to get right. I want to do right. I know I can't make up for the past. And then next thing you know, it goes into
silence.
I still can't believe you divorced me. Baby, we've been divorced since April 5th. Listen, April 6th, 2015 at 10:16 a.m. that paper was stamped. And you still worrying about that?
But see, I think, and this, like you said, we open these conversations and you tried to make it work with this person. But that goes when men had this divorce conversation. We said, no, I told my ex, I didn't want no alimony.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I didn't want no child support because I know he was going to be a good father. So I didn't need the court to regulate these things. Now, as I say that, I'm going to tell women, I think you should have paperwork. No, and the reason I say that, you know, because like, baby, it was a night fighting for a minute. But because I knew he would take care of his kids, and I was like, I don't want any alimony, because my ego too was like, you ain't gonna say you did shit for me, you can kick rocks, that type of thing when I left. I even gave my ex the house. I said, I'll buy me another house. Because 2 things that were in the house benefited him more than me. Like, we had an in-ground swimming pool, him and the kids are avid swimmers, that type of thing. And I went and bought me a house. But when I say the paperwork part is because a lot of men will get in their head, oh, okay, well, I'm taking, because I never had him put money in my hand. And what I did was I had my ex take the kids, do what they need to do, whatever they need to buy, whatever they call you and tell you, you do that type of thing, right? But in my mind, because at the beginning of our marriage, I was struggling financially a little bit. And because my business was new, all the stuff like that. And I was like, well, damn, he don't think they use electricity? He don't think they use water? You know? So my mind was like, this is where the alimony comes in because it helped offset if you got bills.
Right.
But I was like, so that's why I said the paperwork. And my thing was, I'm not going to ask you for no money. And because if you should just know, but I was the same way. I didn't put any roadblocks. You can see the kids whenever you need to see them. Because my thing, they have to have good health. Now, if he was a bad role model, no, we wasn't going to do that.
Right.
But he was a good father. And so we make it because women don't want to do this on their own. That's the conversation men got to understand. We want to break, bro.
Real women don't want to do this on their own.
I'm
going to clarify that.
Children. That's why we lie and do the fake birthday cards. I got friends who write birthday cards. But it's from your daddy. It ain't from nobody. But it's like we do those things. And then you say, oh, y'all breaking up homes. I said, no, we file because you stay in this misery if we don't. Men will stay in there till they die. And women like, nah, bro, I can't do this. You know?
I think it just doesn't benefit.
Yeah, that's to say don't benefit.
out of it.
But here's the question for you as a man. Is your emotions or the feeling of peace and happiness worth less than money?
I mean, I think it's more than money. I think it's just, starting all over again. I mean, for a man to get to the place that he needs to get to, it is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, just I'm not even at a certain level. Just the level I'm at right now, I'm like, God damn, I'm ready to give it all up. Like, I'm ready to just I'm ready to be a bum at this point.
You ready to go on a Diddy party?
I'm going to go get a tent and I'm going to go out into the field over there and just start living like that. Like, that's how I feel because it is hard out here. It's hard to be a man. It's hard to do all these things and feel like the world is just coming down on you in a way. Like everybody's against you, that's how I feel.
But that's why I think we need to be there more for men.
You know who
women,
I blame?
When I say that.
You know who I blame?
Who you blame?
I blame these damn rappers. Rapping but doing this and doing that. And then they take on this
and they tricking if you got it because that's what they're trying to say.
Sound like Kendrick now.
Then they take on this ideal of, I'm like, what? I thought we supposed to build together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, they did that to kind of piss on a man. That's that's that pissing contest. When I realized, I said a lot of these rappers do that to say, yeah, I can get your girl. Cause what Chris Brown song was these hoes ain't loyal because of a rich nigga want you. Yeah, well, I didn't know I can say that word not on your podcast. But he was like, but it's a pissing contest to say, oh, I can get your girl. It's to make them feel good about themselves. Cause if half of them ain't had no money, who would be sleeping with half of these dudes? Real talk about some grimy broads. Right. But I look at that and I say, for men, it is up to us to say it's a welcome space. Like I got a lot of dudes who either work for me or work with me or I'm family members or whatever. That's why I still fight for black men. Because I have quality black men in my life. I got 2 sons. And I said, but it didn't take me to have sons to do that. Right. Otherwise, if I had to go on these men just on the internet, I'd let the world drag you to hell. Okay? But I was like, nah, because that's them on the internet. That's these little bits.
Like you actually know that there are good black men out here.
But that's
Once
why
again,
we so into
Hendrix and
Hendrix and Josiah, but we so into you. But like, hey, I'm a safe space. But a lot of men feel like if I be vulnerable, if I say I can't do this, or if I say I just need a break from life, they feel they're going to get judged because they say, well, when I told that one woman, so you ain't stopped eating because the food was bad at one restaurant. So it's like, you told the wrong woman is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just like women be like, I relied on my man and he let me down. It doesn't stop you from knowing it's quality people.
Exactly. Because a lot of people think when you divorce or you're single, oh, you're unhappy, you're bitter. No, baby, I am happy. I love. Invite me to your weddings. Put me in your weddings.
I share pictures. I'm like, girl, look how cute they look.
And listen, matter of fact, I got an invite today. Look. Somebody asked me to be their bridesmaid, and I'm a part of it because I know that there's good examples of love. Exactly. I take my son to weddings to let him know. Because me and your dad did not work out, that does not mean that love still can't happen. That doesn't mean you know what I'm saying?
And they see me and their dad friends, so they learn you can go past this.
So I can't even be friends with that man. I tried.
I'm a vindictive person, so already out the bat, I wouldn't be with your man. I would not talk to my man. I would say for the kids. If he had, but I understand we do it for the children. But I'm cool with my ex, so our kids able to see, like, dang.
See, I wish it could be like that.
You know what I'm saying? We can be grown
like ghetto.
out there. Yeah. No, it ain't you with him. Y'all be like, he the problem. But I think a lot of us need to just understand it comes with growth. Like but you think about it's not just us though. It's men. Like, Hendrix is advanced age. How old? These guys are settled too. They like chilling by themselves. They're peaceful. They on the same level we on. So it's hard for us to get back out here and say, do I want to tussle with this person right now? Okay, but you have to, because otherwise you get so set in your peace that you won't take a chance or opportunity to date again.
That is true.
So sometimes you got to go out, all right, let me feel this out. And you go and you say, oh, okay, this was good. Let's do it again. Because if you get so set in a peace, you're not going to find what I feel God ordained for everybody to have as somebody. That's me.
You think so?
Amen.
I do believe that.
I feel like everybody's not going to be able to have somebody.
I think there are too many people on this planet. I think. No, I'm telling you. I think that some of us got too many people. Oh. Now you look at some of these celebrities who married 3 times in 10 years.
I was about to end it.
Wait a minute. My bad.
Wait a minute. Make that last point.
Some people I do it. Some people got too many people.
Hey, we should do this again. Yeah, definitely do this again.
Hey, just stay tuned for part 2.
Yes. Exactly.
Take that. I'm sorry, Lord.
We got into a lot in
we
this
gotta-
podcast. Just want to say thank you guys again for coming out.
No
Ken and
problem.
Veronica. And it's been a great
Been a
podcast.
great
Thanks for
Thank you
inviting
for
me.
having me.
Please like and subscribe. And once again, I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendrix.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Ken.
I was like, wait a minute.
No full names on this one, right?
No.
At the end. Yeah.
And
All right.
this has been the Black Summit, and we are out.
We out. Peace.
Dang it.
That was good.